with imagination. Right, let's see. Oh. You were there for that whole time, weren't you? My sincere apologies. I should have kept that to myself, shouldn't I have? Well, again, I apologize. But it's been a little bit since we've seen anything of your caliber. Yes, I am here for your examination today. Is that okay? Okay. I appreciate the grace given to me from you regarding our earlier incident. So I am going to just sanitize my hands really quick. So, how are you feeling currently? Okay. You seem to have picked up the language very quickly, which I wasn't expecting, but I am incredibly excited by. Our team is going to have a lot of fun with you, I think. So, a bit sore, yeah. I know we have you in sort of a restricted position, don't we? It's as much for your safety as it is for ours. This is a bit of a new sort of gray area for us, and, well, I'm gonna err a little bit on the side of caution. I imagine you can understand, yeah? Now, let's see. And where exactly do you recall you were found at? Yeah, lots of water. That's what I had thought, but it's a little unclear in your small but growing biography. And to your knowledge, do you have any sort of pain or any current illness at all? I'm not quite familiar with that. Would you mind just elaborating a touch for me? Oh. That sounds wholly unpleasant. I wouldn't want to get my tangled up in... Oh. Yeah. I might have a senior doctor look into that a little bit. Yeah, that's a little much for me. So, I am a bit of an asshole, aren't I? I haven't even introduced myself. Once again, my apologies. My name is Dr. Calliope, and I will be examining you. Yeah, so I'm gonna put this down. And I'm going to pop on some gloves, okay? It might be a touch of an odd sound at first. My hands are often a touch sweaty, and these gloves are a touch on the smaller side. But we'll do the best that we can. Alright. So, can you tell me, to the best of your ability, do you know where you're at? Yes, you are on the base here. I imagine they gave you a touch of information of what was going on. Great. And do you know approximately what date or time it is? Oh, well, I'm not familiar with that sort of term, I suppose. but I'll take your word for it. There we are. Let me see. Now, we weren't really able to get incredibly close to you earlier, but I would like to have a little listen to you. Do you have a heartbeat? Do you have any sort of muscle that pumps fluids, I suppose, blood or otherwise, to the rest of your body? Where was that now? I'm gonna search around. Yeah, that sounds a little more PG for my taste. So, let me see here. I'm just going to come up really close and just press this right here. Huh. So there's certainly a touch of pulsation, but it's very, very quick, very slippery almost. Let me see. All right. So what about right here? Yes. And just for the hell of it, what about right here? Whoa. Does that normally happen? All right, let me go in a little more. Just ooh, that's whack. All right. So I'm just going to pop this back on. So that was certainly an interesting experience. Does that usually happen in your head? It seems like a lot to live with. I'm glad I'm not UB. Well, let me see. I can do a bit of a little inspection here. So I'm just going to look over you a little bit. I want to get a little look here at your, I don't even know what to call those, flippers, maybe? I mean, they're hand-like, yeah? Does that work for you? Does that term? You know, I don't know that I can pronounce that. Maybe if you wrote it down, we could work on it a little bit, but, you know, for the sake of it, I'll just call it hands. They have a very interesting pattern here. Yeah, I think that deserves a better look at. I might have to grab a bit of a sample there. Oh, no, that has nothing to do with you. Don't get a choice in the matter. Sorry. Science, you know. Things we do in the name of science. Let me check the other one. So overall, how has your stay here at the base been? Yeah, there's certainly a lot going on and not very many people to tell you exactly what's going on. I can relate to that as well. Now, I noticed a little bit. Let's see if I can get close enough. I apologize if this is a touch close, but I just wanted to look right there. Interesting. I see. There's just these different tones to the skin and almost shifts in color. Very curious about that. Do you happen to know why the color shifts? Oh. Right, different fluids then. How many fluids exactly do you contain? That's a friggin' ridiculous amount of fluids. I thought humans were high maintenance enough with the amount of fluid, but that's a lot. Well, I'm gonna note that down, no matter how unsettling that number is. Fluid count hella. Semicolon. Off the charts. That's a little disconcerting. Well, I don't think I'm going to be the one to extract any fluid, so really, it doesn't have anything to do with me. I'm just the messenger. So, I want to poke and prod at you a bit. How do you feel about that? Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be unpleasant for me, that's for sure. Might be a touch for you. Yeah. Well, I'll do my best. I've been told on occasion I have a gentle hand, but that's generally when I'm sober. Yeah, you gotta have like a low level of inebriation to deal with the kind of stuff that I deal with on the daily. I mean, you have like flipper hands and an immeasurable amount of fluids. Normal people don't want to deal with that. No. But job security, and I have enough money that I can buy really anything. So, small price to pay. So, let's see. I have a toothpick. I have a cotton bud. One of these is sharp. One of these is soft. I'm going to let you guess as to which is which. So, I'm going to come in and just poke you right there. How does that feel? Really? That? How does this feel? Oh. Really? So, you're not a big fan of the fibers then, but this feels fairly soft? So, your pain sensation receptors are a little different, aren't they? Huh. Very interesting. Well, let's test that a little further. So, I'll be gentle with this one, I suppose. I'm just going to come in and that. Okay, not fun. Alright. But this one, that's alright. Okay. This. And this. And this. And this. I see. And what about on your arm here? So toothpick is fine. But if I switch it to the cotton bud, ooh, okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to really drag that across. I'm just not used to that. So I wonder what use that has for you. What the environment for you back home is like. I imagine it's full of a lot of fluids in that. Yeah, I should be so lucky as to encounter that. Well, I guess if that, I'm gonna get some more tools. It might make this a bit easier, actually. So let me see. Let's use this one. So this normally would be a rather sharp tool that most humans would pale at looking at. However, for you, this probably looks a little more comforting than the cotton buds do, yeah? Very interesting. You're going to be quite a bit of fun to play with, I think. Well, let me see. So if I were to just do that. Okay, so that's wholly pleasant. Good to know. And what about this one? Tends to be a bit sharper. This end does. What if I just scrape that a touch? Soft caress, like handling a kitten. Interesting. Interesting. Well, I suppose then taking a sample really won't be too big of a deal for you. So I'm going to do that now. I know, I said I wasn't going to be doing that. However, you really piqued my interest, and I think even with the amount of fluids, I might be tempted to sit in on some of that examining. So I'm going to grab a tool that will allow me to scrape some tissue from your hand flipper bits and some forceps so that I can grab said tissue and seal that up and take it to the lab. So let me know if anything is rather painful or otherwise. Is it doing anything? Okay, let me just go a little deeper here. That's it. Ooh, we're going deep, deep. Alright. There we are. Let me just grab the forceps and let's... That is not coming away for me. Well, sugar snaps. Let's see. Scrape, 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 scrape. There we are. There we are. That's gonna have to be enough. So I'm just going to set this to the side and put that in a little specimen collection box. Well, that is quite fascinating, I think. Now I just have one last little test I think that I want to do with you, and I think since you've displayed so much intelligence and awareness so far that it should be fairly easy, but we'll see. So, I want you to take a look at my finger. The finger. Right here. Look at the finger. Look at the finger. This isn't rocket science, buddy. Come on. Look at the finger. Thank you. Now, I want you to follow the finger. Follow the finger. Focus, please. Keep following. Finger. Eyes, finger. Here we go. And keep following the finger. Keep following the finger. You are easily distracted, aren't you? Obstinate little things. Alright, let's do another little test. I want you to tell me which set of fingers is wiggling, right? So just look at my nose. Look at my nose, right here. Look at the nose. Which set of fingers is wiggling? Come on. Let's focus here. Come on. There we are. All right. Okay, I have a question for you. Is there a reason why you don't want to go with the tests that I'm doing here? Oh, they're beneath you. Yes. Well, the funny thing with that is currently you are locked up in a very small but very strong metal room. And personally, if I were you, I would just do whatever the people that have free reign of the room would say. That's just me. So let's try again. Just let me know which fingers are wiggling. Very good. Very good. Excellent. See, was that beneath you? No, I don't think so. So, I think that we're gonna have to wait a little bit on trying to do those little tests. So, I'm just gonna put a few notes down. Obstinate child, personality type. Right. You know, I didn't even ask if you had a name. Do you have a name? We might have to come up with a nickname there. Yeah. Alright, well, that's about all I can do, I think. So, I'm going to leave you now, and I might come back in a little bit just to see how the interns are doing with the fluid extraction. Yeah. You never know. Depends on how my day's going. So, I'll probably see you pretty shortly, though. Alright? Thanks for being such a wonderful